not take ourselves too seriously. With a speech entitled Let's Not Take Ourselves Too Seriously, please welcome Sheng.
Good afternoon. Can I have the first PowerPoint slide now? Oh, I'm sorry, it doesn't project. I'll have to resort to a manual speech. Ladies and gentlemen, my subject is Toastmasters itself. Let's not treat ourselves too seriously. It's not as if we're a religion. On the other hand, we have priests, continuous talking machines. We call them CTMs for short. We have a liturgy that seems to include the word welcome guests. You pay £3, by the way. And thirdly, rules, beginning with the Toastmasters promise, the new 10 commandments. And my speech is a manual speech, and I'm getting it evaluated, because every speech should be a manual speech. That's in the rule book. Now let's take a look at the agenda of a typical worship service, where obviously Toastmasters worship the spoken and evaluated word. Prepared speech, what does that mean? Well, for one member of my club, it means devoting 10 minutes of the break time to prepare his speech. We have evaluations, very important. I was knocked down on my bicycle late one evening by a motorist, 3 days after my speech on safe cycling. And when I picked myself up from the ground, I only had 3 scratches, but I was able to give him a positive recommendation. I evaluated him and told him he should look with greater care before he killed any more people. If I was an advanced Toastmaster, I would have added, but this is only my opinion, I may be wrong. Timekeeping, advanced Toastmasters cannot tell the time. So in the contest we need 4 stopwatches and 2 timekeepers. I think it's absurd. The advanced Toastmasters communicate without opening their mouths, so they can just go, which I can't do very well. That means don't time me. We call those people DTMs for short. Now, how does our religion show itself in different parts of the world? Last year, I enjoyed visiting some Shanghai English language Toastmaster clubs. There's 2 differences. Guests are charged £20 in equivalent money. That's a great idea, by the way. 20 quid entry. And a man at the beginning of the meeting stands up and says, subjects of a controversial nature, sex, religion, politics are to be avoided. This is because in China, Toastmasters is neither welcome or banned. A club that is voluntary, non-religious, non-profit making actually sounds quite suspicious. So, I've done some research on this subject, that means 2 minutes using Google, and there is no such rule banning controversial subjects. So these Shanghai Toastmasters, if they get the opportunity, they should go to the US. For example, Vegan Toastmaster Club, vegan, and a club that meets in a Chinese restaurant called Taboo Toastmasters. They probably talk about things like obesity, sorry. But both these clubs in California, of course. Now, having said all this, for people who are guests, and there is one person that's definitely a guest, this is a humorous speech. Of course, Toastmasters is not a religion. That's just a joke. No, we're a proper cult. Seriously. There is a Toastmaster club called Renaissance Toastmaster Club. It meets in a church full of Scientologists. It's an official Scientologist Toastmaster. Now let me give you 4 evidences of why you are cult members. Firstly, definition of a cult, it requires an inordinate amount of your spare time. It's very Toastmasters, isn't it? Secondly, suspicious finances. Now, luckily I've got a backup, I'm not quite sure whether we had a projector. So this shows, for the last 6 years, the club revenue. The treasure's actually in Madrid, so you can't... For people at the back, it only looks like a black hole. All cult members look perfectly normal. No one says, I belong to a cult. So at great expense, I have a webcam of a live Toastmaster meeting happening right now. If you look at it, they all look perfectly normal. This is happening happening on a Sunday afternoon when normal people should be at home with their families. Lastly, the difference between a religion, a cult, or a hobby is evidence of the supernatural. Otherwise, it'd just be like a hobby. So, why are Toastmasters like a cult? Because there is evidence of the supernatural. Just last week, we had a club meeting where everything happened on time, and everyone with a allotted meeting role actually came on time and completed their role without going over time. Now, that is a miracle, don't you think? No, that's never happened because that's just a joke. The timekeeper, who's also the treasurer, I think I asked him to sign the visitor's book. He arrived as a timekeeper 20 minutes late and left an hour early. So remember, Toastmasters, not a religion, a cult, but a friendly, positive cult. So let me hand you back to the High Priest of the evening.